Welcome to the Pointy End. I'm Keith Sutherland. Today my guest is Professor Quinlan from Bendigo Gallery Director. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now you've got another role that I want to talk about, the Professor of Practice and Director of Latrobe Art Institute. Tell me about the new role, what it encompasses and how you're going to do both, and we'll come to some of those.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big role.
Big question. Look, I have great aspirations around the engagement between the gallery and the university, and I always have. And we've already an established relationship, but this one formalises that and allows me to have a professional role within the university, and that's why the appointment as a Professor of Practice is so important, because they're drawing upon my expertise and my network and the industry that I represent in order to do more with the Latrobe Art Institute. So it's really quite significant and unusual, and I'm excited about it.
I can imagine. Now, the announcement was made by Vice-Chancellor Professor John Dewar, who said the appointment was unique in Victoria and the national art industry. So have they really created this role for you?
So the role has existed for a short time, and I think what we now have is something a bit more defined in terms of what it is. I think really the Vice-Chancellor is referring to the relationship, strengthening of the relationship between a museum and a university, which is common practice, but it's rare that you would find the director appointed into such a close role, I suppose. And so that's where the uniqueness is. And I do feel very flattered by the appointment and very keen to offer more to the university in terms of all of those things I said. So it's, like I said, exciting and new for me, and I'm sure it will have challenges, but I think there's going to be some great rewards for me professionally, but also, of course, for the university and indeed the Bendigo Art Gallery. Engagement with students is very, very important to us, and it's a demographic that we haven't been able to truly capture, and I think that this gives us an opportunity to really work that, and I see wonderful synergies between the two. So.
The role sounds enormous. You've obviously got to let some things go by the wayside from the gallery point of view, and obviously the staff have got to pick up that bit of slack that you're going to do, but is it all going to work with 2.5 days, because you're the main person, you're the cog in all of this to make it work, so how's it all going to come together?
Look, I've got a fabulous team, and I also inherit a fabulous team with the university, so I do manage my time very well, and it's a juggling act for anyone who's working full-time in a professional sense. So I think what it does do, it gives my staff, my current staff, the opportunity to step up and to take on some aspects of my role, which I have been doing for 15 years. So it's very timely too that I'm ready to let go of a few things and let my staff and take those things on. So it's yet to be determined whether I will succeed in that space, but I'm confident I will, because the synergies are so great that really working for Latrobe and working for Bendigo Art Gallery just goes hand in hand for me. It feels right, it feels like a good fit, and I'm sure we'll manage and I'll manage, and I love the challenge.
I noticed in reading the reports on this that you've got to develop the art strategy. Who are the main groups you've got to really consult with in relation to that? Because there's various groups around town. Sometimes they're splintered, but sometimes your role is obviously to bring them all together. So who are the major art groups that you really have to consult with?
It's quite a broad group, I suppose, in terms of where they are. It's not just Bendigo and, it's Bundoora, of course. So what we're really talking about there is the art collection that the university has, and it is located currently in the Bundoora Museum of Art, and so I will be working with that collection, and I suppose going forward looking at what direction the university should take in terms of collecting, in terms of display and exhibition. Latrobe is about to celebrate a 50-year anniversary, so we have lots of plans in place for that, and the gallery, the Bendigo Art Gallery, will be obviously involved in that, and there's lots of ideas floating around exhibitions and programming that we can tie to that. So I'm excited by the art strategy. It's not just about collection-based material, it's also about urban art and public sculpture at the university campus in Bundoora. So the strategy will be all-encompassing, and we'll be talking to groups who are alumni who have been connected to those gifts or donations, but also just broadly the art community, the sector, and I've had conversations already with many directors and others around the place, and obviously the staff at the university will be first and foremost on our list to determine what the direction is. Yeah.
You mentioned before about trying to engage with students locally and obviously at Bundoora as well, but have we got a course in Bendigo that's going to be able to broaden that, or is it mainly from Bundoora where those particular courses are, because you're not going to double up?
That's right.
So that makes it difficult from sort of combining the two roles.
Yeah, I think it has opportunities as well. It's the school really is managed out of Bundoora campus, so we do have the visual arts course here. So no doubt I'll be talking to everyone about where I'm going with this and consulting and making sure that we set this in a direction that people will be happy with. And I find it very straightforward, the notion of collecting and what to do, but some people find it very challenging. So there's a fair bit of negotiation that will go on, and but certainly there's some great opportunities in there if you think about sculpture in public places, about the sharing of the collection, about curating new exhibitions, and working with the Visual Arts Centre here in Bendigo, of course, which is across the road from the gallery. And now another perfect synergy. It's wonderful, you know, so I'm really excited about that relationship, particularly to work with the staff here in Bendigo, whom I know very well.
So it's obviously been very daunting. You're just into the new role, establishing your feet. You've got Marilyn, and we'll come to Marilyn in another program, but it must be so really full on to trying to get all these bits and pieces together, the new strategies, work out where you're going to head.
Yeah.
So it must be mind-boggling, I dare say.
Yeah, it is. I think it's not overwhelming though. I think it's just joining the dots, and things start to make more sense. And I think that's what we're doing with this new collaboration, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, Karen, I really appreciate you appearing on the Pointy End.
Thank you.
We'll do another program talking about Marilyn. So I suppose I should address you as now Professor from now on. So
that's fine.
Thank you for coming on the program, Professor Karen.
Thank you.